can't hurt to go over this again. The witness will repeat her testimony. I'll be able to scroll back and forth through individual statements. Okay.
Okay.
They'll just repeat it as many times as... Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. It's like a whirlwind of voices. They'll just repeat it as many times as you want? That's right. I have to consider every little detail. I can't miss a thing. If I want more info about something, I can use L and Z to press the statement and ask the witness a question.
Okay.
Grill them for info! Press those motherfuckers!
Thanks, Mal.
Yup. Since the witness has come up with an answer on the spot, if they're lying, prompting for more info can make them slip up. Most importantly, though, if I find something that doesn't line up with the evidence, I can say ya to bring up the court record. The court record is the court record is basically a list of all the evidence, right? Yes, obviously. I can open it any time if I need to recheck the facts. After choosing the contradicted item, I can press say ya to raise an object and present my doubts to the court. Oh, and I can not only present evidence, but profiles as well. Profiles? Like Facebook? No, the court record contains a list of all the people involved too. I can switch between the evidence and profiles with if I need to review what's been said. Yeah, you get it, right? Yeah, I see, that makes sense.
Is the defense done whispering?
Sorry. If he's so upset about it, why doesn't he just press to skip ahead? The defense is ready to cross-examine the witness.
Bah! A waste of time. I shit myself.
My diaper's full. I'm talking to the brim. Max capacity. I sincerely hope you're not implying the standard court procedure is a waste of time, Mr. Dragmire.
Doria.
He's like, giggity, giggity. No, it's not. In any case, we're ready. Defense, please begin the cross-examination.
This game's gonna blow our voices out for sure.
Dude, my throat's already, like, destroyed.
Yeah. Oh, shit. That's cool.
Alright, so I can press her on anything.
Oh, okay, so those are, like, options. You have, like, 6 options or something.
These are what she said.
Oh,
so I can, like, go through and, like... excuse me. I can go through and, like, try to get more info about anything.
Definitely took place inside a ranch house.
Say that! And just how did you do that? It's quite simple. There was no blood found anywhere else. Had the victim been attacked at some other location, we'd expect a trail of blood.
It's true.
Couldn't the killer just have cleaned it up? Certainly not. Forensics. The path to the ranch house is not paved in any way. Cleaning blood off the ground would require disturbing the soil. Naturally, we found nothing of the sort. You see this fucking knife?
Bah! There wouldn't have been enough time to pull that off anyway.
Likely true. Yeah, right. Sounds like the location of the crime scene is pretty firm, but I'm not giving up yet.
Okay. Furthermore, she was holding a weapon. Without a doubt, that's what was used to kill the victim.
Alright, let's press on this. Let's see if that's true. Say it! And how can you be so sure of this? Look at the autopsy report.
Deep irregular wound made with a sharp metal object. Wait, why does he have that?
Yeah, why is everyone just like whipping around the evidence? Why is his hand on his hip? Like, he looks so mysterious right now.
Right?
Jeez. The saw was the only sharp implement in the ranch house that could produce such a wound. And I've already mentioned, we also looked closely at all other sharp things at the ranch. None had recent blood on them. It still doesn't necessarily mean the saw was the murder weapon.
Okay.
Maybe the culprit hid the real one.
Objection. Oh yeah? Prove it then. Show us the real murder weapon.
Well, I definitely don't have any way to do that. Still, something bothers me about that saw.
So, you have nothing? What a waste of time. Okay.
Fuck you, Ganondorf.
Yeah, you piece of garbage. There were only 3 people on the ranch. The victim, the defendant, and the worker who has an alibi for the time of the crime.
Yeah, I guess we should find out what the alibi is, see if it's bogus. See ya! 3 people, you say? I guess that would have to be Mr. Ingo.
Doria! Let me stop you before you start getting too excited. If you had listened to the rest of what the detective said, you noticed she mentioned an alibi.
Indeed, we're pretty certain that the ranch worker couldn't have been involved. Well, what is this alibi then? You might remember I brought up some outgoing milk shipments. Well, the worker Ingo was in charge of them. He left the ranch house first thing in the morning and was busy preparing the shipments after that. He's totally fucking... He did it, dude.
Alright?
Is that so? Surely he couldn't have gotten away from that for one really quick little murder.
Doria! Bah! This wouldn't just be a quick little murder, as you could crudely put it. He'd have to have taken steps to hide his involvement, too. There was definitely not enough time for that.
Unfortunately, I agree. Preparing a shipment is a lot of work. You have to milk all the cows, clean all the bottles, pour the milk into them, arrange all the crates, and finally load it into a wagon. Why'd you just explain to me that? I understand how that would work. Usually I had to do it together with Father. These shipments were already ready when we arrived at the ranch. When we checked the boxes, they were already fully loaded and filled with milk. So this Ingo was able to do the work of 2 people all on his own? Isn't that a bit odd?
Doria! Odd or not, he evidently did just that. Clearly, he's a man dedicated to his job. Or perhaps the girl and her father are just very inefficient, Doria.
Wow. This whole thing seems awfully suspicious if you ask me, but I guess I have nothing to dispute it with.
Okay. The defendant was found unconscious right in front of the victim, who was bleeding out onto the floor.
Set! Malin fainted. Correct. We couldn't get it awake for a long time. Eventually, we decided to administer a healing fairy so she could be questioned. I guess finding the body was just that much of a shock, huh?
Ha! Probably just pretending. Trying to make it look like she had merely found the body. Hard oak dresser.
That's right, baby. In any event... Okay, so...
She
last
seems
one.
like such a bright girl, something. Okay.
It's a bright girl, yeah. Yeah, she sure is a bright girl. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we've known each other for years.
Yet she murdered her father in cold blood. How curious. Perhaps you're just bad judges of character, both of you.
Curiouser and curiouser. Say ya! Just give me some time. I'm gonna prove it.
Alright.
Do you see anything wrong yet?
Yes, you have no common sense, Malin. Yes.
There's rocks in your head, Malin. That's definitely something wrong. Also, you fell asleep with a saw in your hand next to your dead father. That's also something wrong.
Yeah, maybe she did it. I don't even know. I doubt it, but yeah.
Well, usually it's difficult to find anything wrong with the basic facts of the case. That said, I do think I saw one small thing. See what I did there? Saw? I think the saw is suspicious. Really? That's great. It sure is, because I've got to poke all the holes I can find before the princess gets here.
Is that like a fucking joke?
I don't know.
So is that everything?
Consult? Uh-oh.
That's new. Oh, is that like cheating? Like if you need like a hint or something?
Probably when you suck enough, it's like, all right, here's your hint.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Because I'm not a good lawyer. Eh? Me? Yeah, it's nice to put our heads together sometimes. Say ya. Oh, I see. Well, I don't have a brain. They're pretty sure that the saw is the murder weapon. Shouldn't there be something on it if there was? You're right. You can't make a deep wound without your weapon being marked in some way. There's two statements I could present the saw to.
Oh, do you have to like highlight a certain statement and present an item per like the statement?
Probably. So let's do it with this one.
Yeah, okay.
Say ya!
The music stopped.
Huh? This seems like a fairly large oversight. I just want to make sure of something. The state the saw is currently in. Is this how you found it at the crime scene? That's correct. That's strange, considering how much the victim bled out and how deep his wound was. Why is there no blood on the supposed murder weapon?
Ooh.
Murmur, 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 murmur.
Ha! Is that all you have?
Well, huh?
Naturally, the prosecution has an explanation for why the saw is clean.
You do? What's the explanation?
I keysted it.
Ew.
What's that? Behold, my dirty toilet paper. This cloth was found in the defendant's other hand.
I shit blood this morning.
As you can plainly see, it's stained with blood.
And duty blood.
It definitely looks like that. Oh my god, his nose. Alright.
Whoa.
The defendant simply wiped the murder weapon in a futile attempt to hide her involvement. Doria.
Murmur, murmur, murmur. Say it! If Malin was trying to hide her involvement, why didn't she just leave the crime scene?
Bah! Obviously, she was trying to hide the body before the royal visitation arrived at the ranch. Unfortunately for her, it just so happened that the delegation arrived quite a bit earlier than scheduled. In a panic, she quickly wiped the saw off and pretended to faint to make it look like she just stumbled upon the scene.
That would be smart.
It's true. But she's got like rocks for brains, so I don't think that's... Yeah.
There's no way. Say it! Young lady, things are not looking very good for you right now. The court, I have a bias, by the way. I hated your father. He was a drunk. The court accepts the bloody duty cloth into the evidence. So, what's the story with the duty cloth? Well, I was drinking the night before, and I was doing a final check around the ranch. I noticed that part of the fence around the horse paddock was damaged. Not entirely sure what happened, but sometimes one of the horses just gets a bit rowdy, you know? Right. Anyway, I didn't want to bother Mr. Inko about it, so I tried to cut up a new rail by myself to patch it up. But then I slipped and I cut my hand open. Oh, goodness. Oh, goddesses. Oh, goddesses? What the hell? Oh, goddesses. Are you okay? Well, it wasn't that bad. It did bleed quite a lot, though, so I used that cloth to quickly bandage it around the wound. I was actually going to the ranch house to ask Father to help me with the fence.
Ha! A likely story. And impossible to verify now, of course. The Sheikah force had to use a fairy on the defendant to get her out of her supposed unconsciousness. Doria. Let that laugh go off there. I do have to give her some credit. She is one cunning woman. Is she really, though? She knew that would explain a sudden lack of any wound on her hand.
Oh, yes, fairies are wonderful. I like fairies. Just the other day I slammed my hand on the gavel and one took the pain off immediately. And then the other day, one did something else for me.
I feel like the judge is in like a whole nother world.
He's so stoned. So stoned. Great. Glad to know they're used for such important things. But, dang it. Too bad there's no way to tell whose blood and duty is on the cloth.
That's right. I like how they were just handling the evidence too, like they're not in bags, everyone's just touching everything.
Yeah, he pulled it out of like his back pocket and started waving it around. This is a bloody duty cloth.
I do believe this matter has been settled. I'm ready to call my next witness. Doria.
Uh-oh, is that all I can get out of her?
You've served your purpose, Sheikah. Be gone. Oh.
Fine, but you had best treat Her Highness with respect, or I'll see to it that I'll stab you with my knife here.
Do not presume to threaten me, Sheikah. A night of darkness and solitude would be nothing but comfort for me.
I'd be straight jacking all night. And I'm gonna think about you, Sheikah, and you can't stop me. There's nothing you can do to stop me. I'm gonna think about you the next time I hang down. Is that so? Then perhaps we should fill the dungeons with lit candles for the occasion. They're glaring daggers at each other, and she's holding a real dagger. If this doesn't end soon, we're all in trouble. Order, order. I'm sure we'll treat the princess with the utmost respect. This is the face I make when I come.
Oh my god, yeah, it is.
And then I look like this when I smoke a cigar. You may step down, detective.
This case has already made me weary with all the pointless jabba.
I'm about to kiss my jackies.
The time is ripe to deal the final blow. I call Her Highness, Princess Zelda of Hyrule, to the stand. Doria.
Oh boy. Ew, what happened to Zelda?
Oh no, and he's coming.
I'm coming again. I'm coming again. I'm still coming. Look at me. Is there something the matter? Why is everyone quiet all of a sudden? Oh, Your Highness. Oh, I believe we're all just a bit uncertain on how to proceed. It's quite an honor to have such an esteemed guest in these halls.
In the face of the law, the princess is no different from a peasant. Name and occupation, now, Doria.
The prosecution will behave. I will not have any derogatory statements directed at the princess.
Derogatory? I simply wish not to waste any more time. We must employ proper procedure.
Oh, man. It is all right, detective. I believe my prosecution does have a point. In the eyes of the law, we are all equals. On the stand, I am just another witness. I should not be getting any special treatment.
God. Very admirable, Your Highness. We can all rest easy knowing that Hyrule is destined to have such a wise monarch in its future. Yes, Doria. I eagerly await the day when our next ruler takes the throne and reshapes the kingdom in their image.
You flatter me, prosecutor. Now, then, I believe I was asked for my name and occupation. I am Zelda, current princess of Hyrule, heir to the apparent heir. I'm gonna be the queen. Oh, marvelous, Your Highness. What is he doing with his hands now?
He's jacking it.
He's playing pocket pool.
Yeah, he is.
Before we begin, I would just like you to know... Oh, yeah. Why are you at Lon Ranch to witness the terrible incident? Oh! It's simple, really. Lon Lon Ranch is Hyrule Castletown's biggest food supplier. Not only that, but the ranch also equips Hyrule Royal Guard with the finest of horses. Every year, the royal family makes a visit as a gesture of goodwill to ensure the quality of the steeds. Wow, I didn't know your horses were used by the Royal Guard. Because it's kind of like Hyrule Field is only like 16 by 16 feet. Why do you even really need horses?
Right.
Yep, we work hard every year to make sure they're in the best possible condition. Father loved to boast about it to the other ranch owners while he was drinking and passing out and leaving me unattended.
That's true.
Ha! Knowing talent, I'm sure he did.
How unfortunate that the ranch may no longer meet the Crown's high standards under new management. The royal family has a backup, I trust.
Yeah, we are looking for one now. Naturally, those standards are quite high. Yes, of course. Anything you say. Now, then please describe what you saw on the day of the incident. Yeah, very well. Here I go.
You know, Zelda's turning into Zap Bran again, and Link's turning into like Raymundo.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. The scene behind the door. I arrived at Lon Lon Ranch a little after 8 a.m., accompanied by my royal guards, my loyal royal guards. I remember being surprised at how quiet everything was. There was nobody there to welcome us. I could sense something was wrong. I opened the door to the ranch house and I went inside. The room was mostly empty. There was a table with some kind of crystal bottle on the top of it. But in front of the table, a terrifying scene was unveiling. The defendant hacked the ranch owner's chest with the saw she was holding. I was overcome with fear, and I screamed. I will never forget what I saw that day. You see what I did there, Kip? I heard that Talon and his daughter were incredibly kind. I cannot believe she would commit such horrible violence. I think Zelda killed him.
I think so too. So far.
She arrived there at 8 a.m. and said the body was killed no earlier than 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Say ya!
Oh shit.
Oh my! You saw the very moment the light left their eyes? I love that moment.
There you go. Decisive testimony. As there is no need to doubt the princess's statement, I call for the judge to make a ruling right away.
Say it! Hey now, hold on. I didn't get to cross-examine the witness yet.
Doria, you haven't, fool, because there is no need. Did you not hear one word of what I said?
Say it! Didn't you just say we should follow all the procedures and treat the princess like any other witness? You said that, right? Did I make that up? This is the defense's right.
You complete.
I believe the defense has a point. As pointy as Ganondorf's nose. They do have every right to perform the cross-examination, no matter who is testifying. I was quite looking forward to this part myself. I have only ever read about court proceedings in the Royal Library. That's why I murdered someone to get myself involved in a trial. That being said, I will not tolerate any reckless accusations towards the princess. Is that clear? Naturally, Your Honor. How am I going to cross-examine the princess? This isn't going to end well. What's got into the prosecutor? That seemed like a rather intense outburst. Well, I do have a guess. Oh? Because of the princess's status, it's possible that Dragmire didn't have an opportunity to discuss her testimony with her. That might mean that this testimony is a surprise even to him. This could be my chance. Before we begin, I need to change my underwear.